Greetings and welcome back to Endzone, A World Apart. I'm KatherineOfSky, and first of all, a huge thank you to the developers for sponsoring this video today. We are going to look at the brand new Prosperity DLC for this game. Now, what is this game? This is a survival city builder, kind of in the lines of Banished or Frostpunk, or Surviving the Aftermath. It is difficult, it has got a lot of complicated stuff, and it's really challenging and fun to play. And today, we're kind of looking at this Prosperity DLC, which extends the end game. So once you get your settlers mostly sorted on food or water, we have new buildings, we have new challenges for them to overcome. While we're on the main menu here, I want to talk about a couple of new things. If you go and click on New Game, there is a brand new tutorial for the DLC right here, which you can play. That kind of introduces you to the new concepts and stuff. Now, we also have 3 brand new scenarios that also kind of introduce you to the different concepts, developing cement as a construction material, processing resources, and giving our settlers some more comfortable houses. And that's just this scenario. There's others as well. And but mostly I want to talk about the new buildings and techs in the game because I find that the most exciting thing. So it is a rainy afternoon over here, and we look at our brand new upgraded town hall. Now, this town hall is not just a brand new building, not just the look of it. It does have more functionality because our settlers, all of a sudden, they're getting a bit too comfortable and they're starting to demand stuff. So we're going to see a demand coming in 1.3 seasons, and we'll look at that when that comes about. But we are going to look at the tech right now because that is probably one of the most impressive parts of the DLC. You click on the Prosperity tab, it's got its own brand new tab. We have all kinds of new stuff. We've got soap and stew and cake, beer, coffee, and then we have the new materials as well. I'm going to try to just kind of go through this and show you all of the new buildings that there are. You need to have these research utensils in order to get those researched. Those are very important. You start off with 0. You need at least 1. And what are these research utensils? You get them from going on missions. Let me find my thingy. I upgraded all of these water towers to the brand new upgraded water tower. So I'm like, oh, looking over. Okay, now we finally see our expedition station. Anyway, you get the utensils from going on these expeditions around the world. So if you have played Surviving the Aftermath, that part kind of takes place off in a different map, and I wasn't really that keen on it. But this game has these cool like structures. Where are they? Let's see if we can find one of them. Storage Depot Ruin. They are kind of like this. I have explored many of these in order to get stuff. But let me see if I have one left that we can look at. But they are actually on this map. That's what I wanted to show you, is they are around our settlement. So let's see, our explorers have fully explored this ruin. However, there's still a few resources that the expedition could cart off, and it shows you how much stuff is left. Now there are other things. Let's see if we have one. I have explored all of, oh, here we go. Here is an Endzone, which is kind of a special building. And they tend to have very interesting resources, including those research utensils, the little microscopes. But this tells you what kind of people you need. You need educated people and people with badges. This is a settler badge. We also have a medic badge. Gatherer and medic are needed. This is not what you get. This is what you need to successfully explore these ruins. And then, of course, some tools. So that is a huge thing. You're going to have to explore many of these ruins in order to get the utensils, in order to progress your research. So have a lot of research points saved up. Of course, you can just do it as you do it, but you can see the categories. First, you get a lot of these consumable items, which kind of make your settlers a lot more happier. They increase the confidence of your settlers, which is really important to keep morale up. And then we have beer, cake, stew, and soap, and coffee, and joints. I'll go ahead and research the joints here. And what these do is you need to have the seeds for this. So to research joints And the same with coffee. Coffee, you had to have 300 coffee beans or coffee stuff already in storage. So this doesn't research unless you have these items in storage. So grow the hemp. Hemp also is used to make cloth. So if you have those seeds, then you can just start that research. Coffee, of course, is another seed that you have to get from the world. And there's many ways to get these seeds. You can find them. You can get them from the forum. So we have a forum here which has different tasks for us, and you can get stuff. So these are 2 missions to boost settler confidence, but there are ones to I think it says something like you can get a special resource or seed, and it will tell you in the mouse over text. So, all right, so we're getting those joints. And what I really like about this is that, let's go back to the research screen. If you look at them, you find out where they're made. They're made in a pub. So you don't have to make another building just to make all of these different resources. You can actually use the buildings we already have. So cake and stew are made in a kitchen. Soap is made at the medics. Well, I guess that makes sense, you know, hygiene, all the things. And then, of course, beer is in a pub and coffee is in the pub. So I think I have my pub. Let's see, where is it? We have that. I don't know where it is. I think medical facility. Upgraded pub. That's why I didn't recognize it, because I already upgraded the thing. Yeah, they are very fancy new buildings. So yeah, we're making coffee there right now. But that's one of the things that I wanted to show you as well. So your city is down and in the rain, and even though it's big and it's impressive, it still looks a bit ramshackle. So I want to upgrade a bunch of these buildings. These are all from research. So we're going to upgrade these houses, and also the shelters can be upgraded as well. And the new models look really nice. So we're gonna let those upgrade while we talk about the new materials and stuff. Also, there are decorations. There's a whole bunch of decorations. These are a few of them. I love this new pavilion decoration because people interact with it, and these are not idle people. They're just, well, I guess they're sort of idle since they're sitting, but they actually exist. They're real people. They're not just animations. So that's kind of cool. I find that really interesting. Those are under decorations are here. And we have standing torches, pavilions, cacti, monuments, benches, bells, flower monument, modern lamps, sitting area. You can see the sitting area there. And then these are the canopies. That's over here. We have a memorial wall. We also have many cacti. I kind of put a whole line of them around these water towers because I found them a bit funny. But I guess you should have more leafy plants as well. And I put a couple of things around here. There we go. Here's the bell. And then we also have the memorial wall right there. I think that's kind of cool. It's like a graffiti wall. It's fun. And of course, this is one of the older decorations that is in, but I love that scrap totem. It's very cool. So, all right. So while those things are getting upgraded, we are going to talk about the new materials. There's a lot going on with the new materials. You have, I'm going to talk about these little sexy things in a bit. We have the sand mine, and that is one of the first products we need. And it takes sand. I love the animation on this, by the way. It's like a dredging thing going on here. You need sand to produce stuff, and it has to be on a body of water. If we look at the model for this thingy, let's see if we can look at the placement. Hello, sand mine. There we go. You can see it has a huge water component, and you kind of have to finagle it to get it on the shore where you want it to be. Let's see, it's better kind of on a straight shore if you can manage that, so it would fit there. But yeah, that's one of the important things you need to do. Now, the other thing is we have new mining, and those are cement mines. It's a new product that you can get from the mines. It's cement, and that goes into both of these materials. They go into these new materials. We get a material factory where we can make glass, which is made out of sand and coal. And then we get strengthened metal. It's like I-beams, and those are made from coal and metal plates. Metal plates, is that what they're called? Metal, just metal. And those are made with in varying quantities, of course, to make like those houses that we just upgraded and other new stuff that comes with the DLC. So the concrete factory is also extremely important, and you need to make concrete, as you can see, you need sand, you need the cement, you need coal and water. So many things are needed for cement. I guess I should have put it closer to water maybe, but it's okay, it's fine. And so those things all go into this stuff. Now, mostly cement is needed for research. Really important for that, because when you get to these end stuffs, let's see, if we look at durable buildings, does that require cement? Yeah, or concrete, sorry, not cement. 222 concrete just to research the thing. So also that's another thing that we can have. Increases the resistance of old buildings against sandstorms and radar attacks. So that's a good thing. Anyway, we also have here, we have greenhouses and aqua farms, if you might have noticed those. Upgraded water towers. We also have pumping stations for interacting with those upgraded water towers. Pumping stations, basically, they're kind of handy here. What they do is they prevent, let's see if we have prevention here. No, we have too much water. We actually have way too much water. But what happens normally in this game is when you have a jetty, your people have to carry water from building to building, or from the jetty. Here's a person working this. So they're a water carrier. They carry this very heavy crate of water bottles, and they carry it to a water tower, and that's how that functions. But once you have the pumping station requires electricity, but no humans. So you can put your humans to doing other things. Now, we're getting toward nighttime here, but I think we can still see these absolutely lovely fish farms. So we have aqua farms. That is a brand new thing. And what you can do with these, the reason you'd have this instead of a fishing hut. So here's our fishing hut. In this game, the water can become contaminated with radiation because this is, nuclear fallout, bad times, sad times. And you have to watch the radiation content of your food, of the water, everything. That's why, we have a thing called a rain catcher, which catches rain, but, you might have acid rain falling from the sky or contaminated rain. And then it will show you, what the contamination level is on different things. The water towers are great because you can choose the source based on, how much contamination, if there is any in the water. Let's see if we have any. No, we don't have any in this area, so that's great. So we can get it all from the jetty, from electric water pumps. I have a couple of those. It's like a little pump jack over here. And rainwater collectors. So this water tower can get from all of these sources, and you can move this source area around as well. So you can have stuff further away. That's what I did with this one over here. I built this water tower because of all the fish farms. I wanted to make a bunch of fish farms and also these greenhouses. And so it's very handy to have this water tower nearby. But I had to move, so normally it's centered, but I have to move it over this wonderful pumping station so that it would actually get filled. And it fills very quickly. It's 250 per round. And these things are actually quite adjustable. You can choose the water consumption, and it shows you how much product you'll get, as in 120 fish per cycle. And then we have water consumption of 144 per season. Now this arrow here, this gentle yellow icon, means we have way too much food, and that's up here. So that's why it's not functioning at the moment. It's not doing much. But the fish farms prevent any contamination via radiation. So they are very, very healthy for your people. And it's nice to just have them. But you can see if we move this up to medium, it tells you this is like, 720 per season, but you get 240 fish. But, it's much more than double to get that. And you can have high consumption, much more water and, 3 times as many fish. So obviously efficiently, I guess for water efficiency, you want to use the low setting, but you can have multiple of these. But they all, of course, require one employee to run at the very least. and of course more if you have water far away. So, but if you have the space, you might as well build multiple of them. Now, another item that makes our life better is the greenhouses. And these also prevent any contamination from rainwater that has radiation in it. So it's really nice because they do give you a higher rate of growth. Again, you can also adjust how much water is used per season, and that also affects the yield. And it's nice to just have different things in here. You can kind of get rid of... I made many farms because I just wanted the food variety, because people are happier with more food variety. But every one of these, you can see, is a different item, a different type of seed that we're growing. We've got coffee beans and wheat and squash. We've got carrots and lupines, sugar beets, black salsify. Here's some hemp, zucchini, cabbage, tomatoes, and all the things, basically all the things. And we have similar with the fruit trees. Here we've got orchard trees also giving us some very tasty stuffs. But I have all this like crazy patchwork of farms, and of course a lot of that is also subject to rainwater, which can be contaminated. So it's nice to have these greenhouses. You can have very nice like neat rows and stuff. Now keep in mind they do need electricity. All of the buildings need electricity, everything in the DLC. So I suggest you build kind of a big power plant. Oh gosh, game, give us daytime, please, help. Okay, what do we got? Did we? Oh, we have settler demands. This is perfect. Okay, so let's look at our demands. We need to look at this because I want to show you this. This is important. Okay, so we have time left to choose a demand, 3.6 seasons. So let's see what they want. Okay, they have two requests. We can either make beer from wheat and water. That sounds good. Or we have a few lovely nooks and crannies. Our settlement looks quite presentable, but we ask ourselves if it couldn't be prettier. After all, we're not living in misery anymore. So we could build standing torch or buildings built in the category decorations. They want 10 more buildings. Obviously, the standing torch is also going to count toward that. But that is basically telling you to decorate your city. Let's try the beer, because I think that would be popular amongst our citizens. Okay, people used to brew beer from wheat and water. We have to try that out, Chief. Okay, so let's find our pub, which is over here, and just choose some beer. And we'll get that going. And I think we can raise... Oh, actually, we have 0, so we don't have to raise the limit. Yeah, we actually do, because we need 454. And I think they'll probably drink it beforehand, but we are going to be producing this fairly quickly because we have a ton of wheat saved up. So we're pretty good with that. All right, so we're going with that, and we'll kind of track the progress over here. But anyway, we were talking about electricity, and you have to have electrical lines. Now, that might be something worth redesigning your entire settlement with. I think this is actually a better idea than just... Because in the beginning of a settlement, one is very tempted to like very closely crowd the buildings, and there's no space because you're just trying to use space, because a lot of it has to do with how much scrap is on the map. But here, once we've kind of cleared the scrap out, what I have done is, let's see if we can see it here. So you can see where the buildings have like this space thing around them. What's nice is you can build power poles on those lines. So you see I have a road here in the yellow, and then the power lines go next to it. You can actually build the power poles in that green zone, which really helps with planning. So I would definitely suggest either something like this where there's a road and a power line, or here I have a double road with a power line in between, and there's some trees as well. But something like that to make sure that you get your electricity spread around the city. It's really, really important. So, all right, so we talked about greenhouses, fish farms, all those things. And let's see if our settlers have finished these houses. Oh, they most certainly have. Look at this. They look so nice. Wow. Okay, and we got the beer. Hooray. Yay. And did we get the upgraded settlement yet? No, not yet. Come on. Fix this. Build. We need cloth and glass. I guess that's interesting that we're short of both of those. Oh, it's just because our builders are short, I think. Let's see. Let's get over here again. Ah, there we go. And it is right here. So the new buildings look really modern. I'm going to kind of fast forward here so that we can get to daytime again, because I love seeing that. And let's see. Yep, they are. Wow, they are looking so pretty. Look at how lovely they look in this daytime kind of. Yeah, it's great. Okay, thank you. Cancel. We're good with autosave. So you get a much more like clean and beautiful look to your settlement. And you can see the happiness is kind of through the roof here. Well, not through the roof. We're just under the roof of the happiness. But yeah, there's a lot of good new stuff that you can get from here. And, you know, if we look at some of like these sort of ramshackle houses down here, the new ones look so much nicer. And they do reflect the prosperity of the settlement. And yeah. And it looks so much better. Let's look at that tech tree and see if there's anything else we want to talk about. Yeah, there's larger irrigation. That's nice. Oh, and there is one special thing that is very important. It is the factory unit. Now, this is a good building to put in if you need stuff. So if you need more clothing, if you need more whatever, tools, all of these buildings that you've had to build like a kabillion of, you don't have to do that anymore. What you can do is just put in a special building. I think it's under, where is it? Let's see, it's not there. We are going to put it under here. It's under logistics, factory unit. So here we can put our factory unit. We can see the AoE here, there. I'm just going to put this right there, and we're going to hopefully hurry this up. And this uses, if we look at the description here, consumes different resources such as concrete, strengthened metal, or glass in order to increase the efficiency of certain neighboring buildings. So if you're thinking Factorio, this is basically like a beacon that increases productivity. So this is a nice new building that you can kind of put into your settlements, like in amongst all of like the production buildings, in order to boost their productivity. As we see, we do need quite a lot of materials, lots of scrap, a little bit of strengthened metal, plastic, glass to get this all done. But it's kind of a cool building once it's completed, and man, it makes such a huge difference with the production capabilities of the colony. All right, and here it is. Beautiful. I should probably put a road there as well. Let's get the road put in here. Okay, paved road. Let's go this way. Yay. There we go. All right, so there it is. And of course, it employs a few engineers. That is a new category of employees, and those are also employed at the concrete factory as well. All right, so you can find this DLC. Click the link in the description below. If you do, it'll let the developers know that hopefully, you know, you found the game via me, and let them know I'm doing a good job with all the things. So yeah, I hope you find this most interesting. It's a kind of a really cool DLC, and I really like the progressive nature of it. Extends the game, makes things very possible to build an absolutely enormous colony. So anyway, check out the link below. It'll link you just to Steam, but letting the developers know that I sent you there. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.